Professor Jega, and the day he was handing over to Ambassador Wali, said that he had written to the president.
Yes.
So
and it was the same day the president.
No, the letter he wrote was before the handover date.
I know, but the day he handed over was the same day Mr. President appointed.
Are you not implying that between the time he wrote the letter and that day the president did the appointment, it was a thinking process that was going on?
No, it's possible, because you assume that before he says, please act on my behalf, he must have looked at, no, not act on his behalf, act as chair of INEC. He must have looked at some of the commissioners there, and maybe even people from outside. I don't know. You understand? So it's a shame that it happened as it did, so it seemed as if it was intentional, countering Jaga's handover notes or whatever was intentional, but I don't think so.
Yeah, because from the way it is now, the PDP has raised issues about this, saying, look, if she presides over any election after tomorrow, they won't take it. They'll assume that your party just wants to twist certain things.
No, I think the statement, the PDP stated through Oliver Metu that they're not contesting her competence in any way. They're talking about her closeness, purported closeness to a governor and the president as well.
Do they have a valid point there, you think?
Well, yeah, she had worked in close proximity with them before. But that doesn't mean, Jega or whoever Jega was probably close to someone as well, you understand? So
no, but
that doesn't
both
stop,
parties
that doesn't
accepted and left him say, okay, well, yes.
The statement from the PDP, if you go through the statement, Chamberlain, actually went to say they will not accept if they lose. He actually put that there. So it was funny. But yes, but what is more important really is the fact, the other part of what you said is that whatever she does from tomorrow or tomorrow night, would it be legal? You understand? So that is what we should look. Yes?
Are you saying that it's going to be illegal? Are you already concluding that it's going to be
no,
illegal
what I'm
or
saying,
that it could be?
What I'm saying, I'm reacting naturally to the various commentaries we've had from various people and the issues raised by people. And what I am saying is that there are constitutional issues here. And I hope that if challenged, then we will see
Can I ask
which
a question?
way to go.
Sorry to pop in there, but
Yeah.
Do you think, assuming she were a retired commissioner from INEC, could she have been picked as acting commissioner? As acting INEC chairman? Is there anything, does the law say anything about that? If she were retired, could she not be picked as acting INEC chairman or even INEC chairman?
Exactly. That's partly what I said before. Where I have a problem is where does the power come from to put someone in an acting capacity before going to the Council of State and the Senate? That is it. Once we can answer that, and we know that, okay, we don't want a void in government, the person can be there from wherever, then there's no problem with our
You're implying here now that there's no legal backing to what the
that's
president's done.
What I said earlier is that I don't know the public service rules that allow that, but I know that it isn't within the constitutional framework, yes. That's why
the Constitution is the ground norm for
yes, it's the ground norm, but for the Constitution.
Is the Constitution silent on that? In terms of
it would seem that so. It would seem so.
So
but there again,
where
where you have such a situation, you then, the judges of the Supreme Court will tell you that they do not, the Constitution could not have envisaged everything, or a situation where there'd be a vacuum. So in which case, there must be something that they have used to write to her saying, 6 months in the first instance in an acting capacity. Unfortunately, the head of service did not point out what it was, but I'm sure some people will know. Those who are familiar with civil service rules, public service rules. So that is it. That is why I'm just sitting on the fence here. But I know what the Constitution says, but that aspect of it, and if anyone can act, then there's nothing stopping her from acting.
Yeah, but the thing, as you say, look, where does the power come from in an acting capacity for the position of INEC chairman? And many will wonder that, look, your party has the benefit of very sound legal minds, and what could have gone wrong? What could they be relying on for this to happen?
No, we shouldn't assume anything has gone wrong, Chamberlain.
No, because
the fact that we do not know for certain, the fact that we do not know for certain where the power they're relying on, the power as in legal power they're relying on comes from, doesn't mean it isn't there. It could well be within the civil service rules or public service rules and what have you. So, you know, someone who's better placed can look at that. But definitely, I wouldn't, I think there's still time anyway. And we don't even know whether or not, going back to the statement of the PDP, whether or not he's going to, the president is going to propose her as the substantive chairman. We don't even know that.
Would that be valid if
yes, after he, well...
Because don't forget, there was a letter that was written about her tenure ending and her being in acting capacity.
Yes, probably because there's a provision in the Constitution says if you're moving from your commission to some other role, then the first role you are playing is you've jettisoned that by implication. So that's probably what they tried to cover. You understand? So.
All right, I guess the days ahead will reveal a lot more.
Yes, I mean, with time we'll know from Wednesday. We will know. And,
but do you think the president should have just left Mr. Wali to act until they're ready for somebody to be substantive?
At the end of the day, it's the president's prerogative. It's one of the things he has to do under the Constitution.
But you know, they will always give you political interpretations.
Yes, and with political interpretations, it the end answer, the end game comes with time. The APC or the ACN and the CPC or whatever cried blue murder when Jaga was appointed.
But eventually they said...
Exactly.
Okay now.
Exactly. So we can never tell. With time we'll know. He may not even ask her to be the substantive chairman of
All right,
INEC.
Mr. Ladipo Johnson, a legal practitioner and a member of APC, thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and we'll be back. We've got another perspective on the same matter, so don't go away just yet.